Ingenuity is not a normal rover. It is a helicopter on Mars. We all know how useful it can be to observe a place from higher grounds. And if it's the skies you can roam around, then you can explore a vast region in a short time. Ingenuity was doing something like that. It was roaming around the Martian skies while it discovered something that shocked the astronomers. Ingenuity has one black and white 0.5 megapixel downward facing camera and one colored 13 megapixel horizon facing terrain camera on one of the bottom edges of the main body. Using these cameras, NASA captured some high definition footage of Martian surface, but Ingenuity was not directly sent to Mars. It was like a baby kangaroo inside the belly of a giant one. Ingenuity is actually an extension of Perseverance rover mission, which had performed the most impressive Mars landings of all time. It took a high definition video of the parachute deployment, and the sky cranes footage of Perseverance landing on Martian soil was unlike anything we had ever seen from Earth. But Perseverance is more than simply just a technological marvel. Its primary goal is to solve one of the greatest mysteries of all time. Does life exist elsewhere in the solar system? The Perseverance rover's objective for the last year or so has been to uncover genuine evidence of ancient life on Mars and prepare it for return to Earth so that scientists may properly analyze it. So, what has it seen, found, and accomplished thus far? Perseverance is nearly as big as a Tesla Model X, and it needs a rather flat surface to keep its wheels working. So, NASA had picked Jezero Crater for this exploration purpose. Jezero, which is 45 kilometers wide and located just north of Mars's equator, has been around for at least 3.5 billion years. It appeared to be a great area to begin the hunt for ancient extraterrestrial life, as it showed traces of ancient deltas. Such life may have barely progressed to the level of bacterial organisms, and hence it indicates the presence may be similarly minuscule, making the search much more difficult. Scientists would be on the lookout for any traces of rock formations that could not be explained by geological process. Despite landing on Mars in February, it took over 5 months for Perseverance to make any significant attempt to depart its landing site and begin its mission. After that, the baby of Perseverance, Ingenuity helicopter, was released from its belly. This was in fact the first ever try to fly a helicopter on Mars. You see, that is rather a tough challenge. Though Mars has a lower gravity than Earth, it also has extremely lower atmospheric density. So, it is very hard to fly a helicopter on Mars, as it would be difficult to displace enough air to create lift. Ingenuity is just a 1.8 kg drone that has rotors capable of spinning up to 2700 rpm. It took Perseverance 13 days to give birth to Ingenuity. Then, surviving on the -100°C temperature of Mars was extremely difficult for the small helicopter outside the heated chambers of Perseverance. But Ingenuity survived the night. During this stage of Perseverance's mission, it looked like a proud parent as Ingenuity began to take its first wobbling steps. Although just like a proud parent, Perseverance couldn't resist taking a selfie or two to show off to its friends on Earth. Ingenuity's first flights were not done without problems. After taking the time to test its rotors at various speeds, Ingenuity ran across several software bugs that concerned the developers who worked on it. Perseverance, on the other hand, was able to record as the solar-powered drone attempted the first ever controlled flight on another planet. Fortunately, and with the incredible smoothness, Ingenuity rose to an altitude of 3 meters and remained hovering there for 39.1 seconds, just as planned. It didn't crash, didn't break, and actually has become a useful scout for Perseverance to find good routes for the rover to take, or to search for points of interest too small for satellites to detect. Till the time I'm writing this script, Ingenuity has flown 23 times above the Martian surface. It saw some extremely different views of Martian surface while Perseverance recorded the first ever sound of Mars. Perseverance also spent time driving short distances to test its motors, took panoramas of surrounding landscapes, and even successfully extracted oxygen from carbon dioxide out of the red planet's atmosphere using its MOXIE instrument. This vital achievement is more significant than you might think. Not only it will be incredibly useful for colonists who might one day want to live on Mars to know that they are able to produce their own oxygen there, but a ready source of oxygen has another use you might not expect: rocket fuel. MOXIE, which stands for Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment, managed to produce about 10 grams of oxygen in 1 hour, which is not that much. An adult human at rest inhales 1.8 to 2.4 grams of oxygen per minute. But to be fair, MOXIE is just a prototype about the size of a car battery. We would need 100 times larger instruments if we are to actually use it on Red Planet to support human lives. Till now, perhaps the biggest discovery is that there is montmorillonite clay in the bottom of Jezero Crater. This edible clay is formed by the weathering of silicate rocks in the presence of water. Even if there is no detectable water ice in the deposits at the moment, clay is taken as a dead giveaway that water was present at one point. Evidence indicates that Jezero once held a crater lake fed by a river whose delta opens up into a formation called Three Fork on the northwestern edge of the crater. While learning about the solar system and Mars, do you know we are living inside a bubble? Watch this video if you don't want to miss out.